What's up everybody, I'm Jesse Showalter and today we're going to be taking a look at a piece of free design software. That's right, you heard me, absolutely free. Gravit Designer is a newish software in the space that promises to be a vector-based, cross-platform, completely free precision design tool. Is it the right one for you? Let's find out. Okay, so this is going to be a complete first impressions of the software. I've played with it maybe for 5 minutes just to know that it's a real thing, that it's not a hoax, and now I'm going to be kind of like showing it to you. You can find the software by going to designer.io, and I got to give them big props for scoring that domain. That's pretty sweet. You can see it's a cross-platform design tool. It says for the 21st century. That's good to know that it's not for, last century. But right there it says it's full-featured and that it's free and it's vector-based, and that's crazy. So it looks kind of cool. And when you look at, right before I even download it, you can see it looks a lot like Sketch if you've ever used that, which I'm a big fan of, so it's exciting to me to see that. One tool to rule them all. So apparently screen design, print design, prototyping, and animation? What? Presentations? Let's see. Let's see if they can live up to this. This is quite a lot going on here. Smart way to design. This is actually really, really attractive to me because I, being also a front-end developer, I really use that information panel in Sketch quite often. So using math and just, precision designing by using numbers over here, that's really, really big to me. So I love the look of this so far. And it says, again, it's for vector and layout, and apparently there's good exporting, which is really, really important to me because I work for a startup and I design apps and websites and stuff, so exporting is really huge to me. Structure, text, style, okay? This is crazy. It's amazing to me. It's cross-plat. It really is. It's even for Linux. That's crazy, man. And it's in the browser. And I'm going to try this button here in a second that says we can use it online and see what that's like. You're very social. Okay, thank you, Gravit Designer. We appreciate you. Okay, so I'm going to use it online and just kind of see what that's like. I've already downloaded the software, so I'm going to fire that up in a second. But you can see when we use it online, we get hit with this interface, and if I clicked like an iPhone 6, there it is. I'm going to kick over to Gravit Designer. You can just press that download button for your platform and install it, and this is exactly what it looks like. So I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it's really similar to another design software out there right now called Figma, and that they are just using that browser-based software and then just porting it into the desktop. So that's my assumption, and so let's check it out. So yes, you can use it in the browser if you want to, but I'm going to go ahead and use the downloaded version. And when I open it up, here's what I see. Here's my first impression. It's interesting that they chose like a color, like a purple-violet color for the actual interface. I'm not sure how I feel about that, if it's distracting or not distracting. Okay, I'm going to move on past that. But I do see a lot of familiarity, things that I like. Okay, so I see I have a pages and a layers panel. That's really similar to Figma or Sketch or a lot of newer design tools. I like that. I can see I have some export options down here, like I can do multiple export options. That's really cool. And I have kind of like my tool set above. So I have like save, undo, and redo. Okay, this is all kind of like precision controls, like fitting the whole thing in view. I have a hand tool and a zoom tool with some hotkeys. And I have snapping and snapping kind of like options, grid options, snapping to grid. Okay, so that's interesting. I don't see a grid or rulers, although it's telling me to show guidelines and show grids. So maybe we need to establish some. We'll figure out how to do that in a second. We got some pointer and some sub-select. I'm guessing that's like black arrow versus white arrow in Photoshop. And this is really interesting. I have a layers tool. So I'm wondering what that does. We're gonna find out. Slice. We have pen and Bezigon tool, freehand magic hand. Gonna check that out. Interesting. We have a bunch of different shapes, and we have a text tool. So we can just drag some text on the page and get rid of it if we want. Let's just drag a shape onto the canvas, the artboard. I do like that it's artboard centrics. I think that's what we're doing over here, is we're calling these, this is interesting. Okay, let's take a look at this real quick. We have a page, and if I delete this page, it does nothing. If I add a new page, it does nothing. Okay, so these are different pages. Okay, so let's just figure this out. I'm gonna put a rectangle on that page, and I'm gonna click over to this page and do one on the bottom. So these are complete different pages, you know, and I'm guessing that, you know, Gravit Designer defines a canvas or an artboard, maybe you would think of in other programs as a page. But then there's this toggle switch that brings them all onto the same page, like, or screen. And now it's resembling a little bit more of like an artboard space where I can move. Oh, maybe I cannot. Is that a break? What is that? Ooh. Okay, so it seems like you'd be able to move them around, but you cannot. Something feels a little funny about that. Like if I create another page, where does it put it? And can I move this bad boy around? No, I'm gonna go to page 3. That's supposed to be this page right here. I'm gonna try to move it. Well, hot diggity, that's weird. So, I'm not quite 100% sure what I'm expecting from free design software, if I'm expecting it to be like mind-blowing, or if I'm expecting it to be decent. I'm just not sure how I feel about this yet. So, it's interesting. Okay, so we're moving on. Let's see what else we have. If we select an object, we have the information panel that kind of highlights over here. We'll get to that in a second. But I also have some flipping options, okay? You can see it's flipping because what I'm guessing is the little rotation handle actually, you know, moves there. We can also rotate things 90 degrees left or right, which is nice. And let's create another shape and select both shapes. I think we have some grouping options, some merging options, which is like union, difference, all the standard kind of Pathfinder tools you would find. That's good. What is this one? Clip. Okay, I'm not 100% sure what that is. Like a clipping mask. I'm gonna make this a different color. I like the color picker. It's kind of interesting. Let's just select those two and clip and see. Yeah, okay, that's like a clipping mask, so that's interesting. And what else we got? Send backwards, send forwards. Okay, so basic layer controls. Okay, we want to send forward, backward. Okay, it's affecting the layer panel. Let's see what that layer tool did. What does the layer tool do? What does it do? I don't know. If we have the arrow, can we not interact with and drag around these? You totally can. So Gravit Designer, what does the layer tool do when I'm working with it on canvas? On the actual interface? I am not sure. That's super interesting. Okay, well, we'll try to figure that out later. What is this thing? Okay, we have export. So we have some export options. We can export the whole canvas, or just the selection, or just the assets themselves, okay? And when we do that, we can choose whether we want them to be, it exports SVGs at different sizes. That's really nice. Can you define your own sizes? Can I want it at 500 pixels? Yes, you can. That's really interesting. So, okay, we have some export options there. Now let's look at the information panel more in detail, because that's a huge part for me. We have positioning tools, so if I just drop this to 0 and 0, see it pulls it all the way up, and it doesn't live kind of update all in the information panel, although you can see right here where my mouse cursor is, it does live update as I'm measuring, and snapping is working, so that's good. Interesting, okay. What else do we have? We have angle rotation, so that's always nice. Can we just, yeah, okay, go back. Transform, the transform brings up an entire series of options that I can turn on or off. That's interesting. Okay, what are we doing here? So if I move, like, apply? Why would I have that? Why would I want to transform something? Scale, I could see scaling, but I have all these, oh, we have skew. didn't actually skew it, did it? Let's put it out in the middle so we can see it better. I want to transform. I want to skew. Oh, I need to apply. Oh my goodness. Okay. I don't know why somebody would want to transform, or what use that would have in like legitimate like production. It did give it new points, which is interesting. I don't know. We'll have to test that out some more later on other time. That's really weird to me. Okay, we have an appearance panel, so I can change the corners. That's really nice. Okay, so we can do like vector corners. And let's see. Oh, they have some preset. Interesting. Okay, so we have like rounding corners in, beveling, inset, and fancy. That is super interesting. And if I, oh, okay, interesting. So we've gone fancy. And they were super extreme because my corner curve was all the way up. Okay, so that's corners. Let's take that away. Standard opacity, lots of standard blending modes, which is really, really nice. Okay, it is interesting to me that in the blending modes, they also, this is where you define something as a mask. And it's also interesting to me that when I created that and made that a mask, the entire background of the canvas disappeared. It literally just masked the entire canvas. I feel like you shouldn't be able to do that, but okay. Shared style, so I can create a shared style and just call this red block, and let's create a shared style there. And then we can apply a shared style. And then if I change the shared style, does it, let's go, we'll change it to blue. And you just have to press sync and it syncs. Okay, so let's do that. Oh gosh, yeah, we need to go back. Let's change it back to our shared style. Sync that. Oh, red block. Now I need to change it like this. Okay, I've selected. What do I do now? Press sync, right? And that, for some reason, it fell out of the shared style. So that's interesting. Okay. Okay, we can put, what I like is that it has, similar to Sketch, fill rule. What is that? Oh, okay, interesting. So there's some fill rule standards, but I really like that you can add multiple fills. So I could add, and inside of your color picker, you have all the different opportunities for like, you know, blending options, but you also have the opportunity in the fill option, excuse me, for like different forms of gradient, also textures, noise, or I'm guessing this is to completely remove background fill. Yeah, it is. Okay, so inside of the texture, it's weird that inside texture is where you actually go to find image. Okay, so there's that. So if I wanted to put an image inside, we could do that. And now we have an image with like a gradient on top of it, and we could drag this. I think something that's interesting is we got to look at these image capabilities here. So we have an image, choose it to tile, or what we want it to do is fill. So that's kind of nice, and well, I don't know what this is, how that is affecting anything. It's not. Okay. Then we have some advanced, oh, look at this. This is very like web centric. This is very like, you know, CSS style is. I can choose to cover or contain the photo, or do a percentage or an actual length. Let's stick with cover because that's nice. These are my advanced options. That's interesting. So they're not actually there. You got to drop them down. And also like CSS, because this image I believe is cropped now because I drug it in to fill the shape, I can set it to anchor, or basically be positioned horizontally like that. So I can center it. Let's actually get rid of this gradient on top. How do we delete it? Oh no, we didn't want to do that. Do we actually have to? Oh, I see. You can actually select over here in the sides. That's kind of hard. That's a hard area to hit. So, but I can select and delete from the actual panel just like that. So now we have this photo in there, and it has, oh, that's interesting. What can we add this? We can add the photo like a swatch. That's interesting. Although it didn't show up here. So that's, there feels like some broken stuff in here. I don't know, not 100% sure. I'm gonna save. I'm just gonna do really quickly, let's see how it saves onto the desktop. So we'll just put project. Okay, that saved like that, and now we have our project. You can see I saved a couple of other projects earlier. So okay, let's keep going, let's keep cruising. You have all the standard kind of like effects like blur, color, just, drop shadow, inner shadow, and there's a more tab that allows you to just apply some interesting kind of stuff like curved shadow, recolor, mirror. So I can like, oh man, it's 1998 again. What? I can mirror that. That's awesome. Okay, so undo that. That's actually, I wanna go back there. Let's do that real quick again. When I click mirror, I have some different options. Like I can just adjust the height and the opacity, and if there's padding. Oh, interesting. So I could just pull that way up. Okay, that's, I mean, I don't think I would really ever use that, but cool to know that's there. Okay, so that is everything that's kind of like the tools that are available. Let's just play with it a little bit and now try to create something using Gravit Designer. Okay, so there you have it. I've created a really quick interface design in the program, and although I'm sure there's so much more to Gravit Design, I think it's given me enough to make an educated opinion. And so I'm gonna really quickly talk about the things I like about it, don't like about it, and if this might be a good tool for you. Things that I like about it. I can't believe it's free. You know, I think the first comparison a lot of us will make if we've been Adobe users for a while is this is like GIMP, right? This is like the free kind of photo editor of the world, and it's not that. I think this is actually a pretty quality piece of software. I think if you were just starting out that this would be like super amazing for you to have, and here's why. It puts a huge emphasis on information, precision designing, so like using like the numbers, like the math, and kind of working things over there. I think it also puts an emphasis on reusable items, so whether that is textiles or reusable styles on the page. I like it for the most part. I think that everything works pretty decently. They have also the ability to have kind of tabbed projects up here. All the standard tools work great, and the new tools that they have are okay. I don't think they're anything like special, but they work pretty decent as well. The interface is okay, and the exporting process seems to be pretty easy. Here's my qualms with it. It's a little clunky. So it's not as refined. It doesn't work as smoothly as maybe some other programs do. I had a lot of issues just with the little things, and I think that's probably, you know, the hiccups of being like new, like a newer design software. They have to work out some of those bugs. But for instance, like Shift kind of like moving things around didn't always move things the set like 10 pixels or 10 points on screen. That's just like a hiccup probably. But there's other things that are like that too. It feels a bit clunky, like when you're trying to drag things out on the screen, sometimes the tools don't work, the shapes don't work correctly. Like typography is good, like they have interesting selections there, but I feel like that part of the interface over in the information panel is really convoluted and really complex. Like they just throw a lot at you. I like that there is actually, if we kind of drill down, I like that there's previews of the images, or excuse me, of all the different fonts, so you get to see what they might look like. I think that's good, but I think that it's just a little too much. I think they need to structure all those tools a little bit better. It just doesn't flow very easily when you're using it. So let's talk about my overall thoughts. I think it's good, but I think it could be better. I think it's gonna get better, hopefully, with more development. but I'm amazed that they would continue to develop something for free. I'm kind of wondering what their angle is. So let me talk quickly about who I think this program would be good for. Because I think that it's, you know, if you were to look at kind of the big names in the design software industry right now, like Adobe and Sketch, and Figma's kind of coming on the scene right now, right? So that's kind of interesting. There's some kind of big names out there. I think this is falling below those, obviously. It's not quite as good as those. It's not as refined. It's not as smooth. But I don't think it's, you know, bottom of the barrel, like way down there. I think it's close. I think it's like the little annoying brother who wants to play. And so who I think this software would be good for is somebody who is not getting paid full-time to design. Like maybe you want to get into the industry, maybe you're just interested in trying to create websites, apps, or, you know, print design stuff, but you don't want to pay for an Adobe license. This might be for you. I think it could be for that new person. Also, I think it could be for people who don't have like a real interest in design, but they want a little bit more than what Canva can offer them. So maybe you're like a small business, or like a nonprofit or a church or something, and you just need to lay out some graphics, or you want to work with a designer and give them some thoughts and some ideas, and you want to draw boxes on, you know, on the page, or maybe even get a little crazier. This might be for you. I don't think that this software is quite ready to be used in a full-time design production kind of environment. I couldn't see myself using this for freelance projects. I couldn't quite see myself yet using this within my design team at the startup that I work at. It's just not quite there. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review of Gravit Designer. If you're interested in seeing more reviews of design software and other videos about design and development and creative stuff, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I do weekly videos about all of those topics, and I would love to hear what you think down in the comments. Also, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. I hope you guys are making amazing stuff. I hope you're designing amazing stuff. Talk to you soon.